You know, there's a great band out there, a great country band, called Little Texas. And they sing a song called God Bless Texas. Well, this week, God left Texas.
Not bad for a Silver Spoon kid, right?
Hello, everybody, and welcome to The Missing Gear. I understand why you hate Texas.
Thank you, Dylan. Thank you. Why do I hate Texas exactly? There are numerous reasons why I hate Texas. Number one, Austin Dillon can shove it.
Fuck that guy.
None of our picks were good at all.
Oh my god, we didn't even hit manufacturer because of him.
No, we didn't. And Ford's been really good this year, too.
Yep.
I thought Ford's a safe bet. JGR's even a safe bet for a second. Denny Hamlin was up there. But
Ryan Blaney was the best car that whole race.
well, speaking of Ryan Blaney, before we get too deep into the recap here, I just want to touch on how unlucky Ryan Blaney is.
He is going to be
He
so
lost
great.
the Las Vegas race because of a pit strategy call.
Mm-hmm.
Unbelievable. Now he lost the Texas race.
He had a shot at Kentucky as well.
He had it. You're right.
I mean, he had it all in front of him, and then he went too low, and for God knows what reason, he just ended up wrecking Harvick's day as well.
Yes, you're right. He screwed that up. I guess the only thing he's lucky at is Talladega, which seems to be the complete opposite of what my logic is. You think if you're going to have bad luck, it's going to be Talladega.
Basically, it's like his track for some reason. Talladega is just it, but everything else, like, he puts himself in all the right positions, and he can lead a race, and he's always up there at the end, but he hasn't been able to finish.
That's what she said.
Ooh, got me there.
You're right. He hasn't been able to finish. He can't put together a complete race. Regardless of if it's just bad luck, Quinhoff, or if it's just a bad pit call or really anything. I mean, there's a lot
It's
of...
bad call in general. Quinhoff.
Quinhoff. Fucking Quinhoff. So, now I want to touch on the Quinhoff situation.
All right, let's go for it.
Into the race.
Horrible.
We're towards the end. Quinhoff decides, I'm in turn 4, let me cut across the whole track and pit. I don't know what the spotter communication is. I don't know what happened. But
horrible.
Wow, he just screwed everybody over.
Including us.
Yes, because then you want to know what happened? Austin Dillon won the race.
Yep.
Screw you, Austin Dillon. Did Austin Dillon deserve to win that race? Absolutely not.
Hell no. Stole it.
God, yeah, he did. 2 stolen wins.
He's like the Bernie Madoff of NASCAR. He just steals from everybody. Everybody. Joy, race wins, the big ones, too. He's got 3 career victories, and 2 of them are crown jewels.
Yeah. No, you're absolutely right. Off of a fuel mileage race, which he absolutely no skill.
Yeah.
None, in my opinion. And I'm
gonna
be harsh. And I'm be harsh about him.
But yeah.
I'm be harsh because I think he had no skill winning that race.
Well, it took him 88 races in between victories.
You're right.
That's Boyer-esque.
Boyer-esque. And then he won the Daytona 500 after 2/3 of the field crashed.
Yep. And that is kind of a shit show anyway. I mean, Trevor Bayne really proved that.
Bayne won it. However, I mean, it does take some skill. Denny Hamlin did win it.
That is true. Denny Hamlin, yeah.
Or 5 years, I should say.
But still, 2/3 of the field crashed.
Yeah.
And fuck that guy anyway.
Screw that guy. And now he won Texas. Which you might be thinking, oh, well, that's a great run for RCR. Yeah, it's a great run if the whole race didn't get absolutely screwed over. But the whole race got absolutely screwed over by Quinhoff. Quinhoff. One would say the Birdman.
At least the bird could fly over and not,
Yeah, it'd fly over
hit
Christopher
a fucking
Bell
car.
and not hit him.
Yeah.
Makes perfect sense.
God damn it. I liked him, too. I liked him. He was that irrelevant driver that I could rally around.
Yeah?
But now...
No.
No.
I liked when Landon Castle was in the Starcom 000.
I kind of miss Landon Castle
So
now,
do I.
too.
I think
Austin Dillon never won when Landon Castle was...
At Texas, anyway.
Yeah,
You're
at
right.
Texas, yeah.
You're right.
We had that
Absolutely
going for
fair.
us.
But anyway, so Austin Dillon screwed everybody. He screwed
Also,
you. He
yep.
screwed me. He screwed Ryan
Yep,
Blaney.
Jimmie-
He screwed
Jimmie Johnson.
Jimmie. He screwed William Byron. He screwed Denny Hamlin. He screwed everybody except himself.
Pretty much. Matty D, too,
One would say
because
he's
now
selfish.
Matty D is more in the
Actually,
bubble. He's a son of a bitch.
he's a son of a bitch.
I only want to refer to him on this podcast as son of a bitch now.
Son of a bitch. Austin Dillon, the son of a bitch.
Yep.
Silver Spoon Kid. I don't care.
Silver
Speaking of Silver
fucking
Spoon,
spoon.
I don't care how many races Austin Dillon wins. He will always be the Silver Spoon.
Exactly.
I do not care if he, from this point on, wins every single race. He was still given that ride. He
Yep.
literally had to do nothing except be related to RCR, or Richard Childress.
Also, like, the number 3 was never going to come back for anybody besides him.
yeah.
I
And he's
hate
really lived down to it.
Yeah.
Way down. You
Or-
want to put your expectations low, you say
Christ.
Austin Dillon. Not good. He hasn't done anything for that organization in
Besides
in my
hold it
opinion,
back. Tyler Reddick
anything.
is like the
Tyler
future
Reddick was
of-
the rejuvenation of RCR.
Yes.
I don't care who you have to say. Compare it to last year. Compare it to any other year that Austin Dillon was there. Austin Dillon did nothing. But then Tyler Reddick shows up, and boom, they're a great organization.
Mm-hmm.
Tyler Reddick got second in the race, which I will say to Austin Dillon, or with Austin Dillon, was luck. But going on other parts, Tyler Reddick, in my opinion, has run a lot better than Austin
Mhm.
Dillon has.
I think that if that final caution didn't come out, Tyler Reddick had a good chance of.
I still
catching
think he
him.
could have. Yeah.
Yep.
Oh, to win the race?
Yeah.
Oh, for sure. He was chasing him down.
Yeah. Who was it on the commentary? Was it Junior or was it Burden that was saying that Austin was missing his marks
Oh,
and he couldn't believe that Reddick didn't chase him down right there.
yeah. It was. I think it was Junior.
Yeah. And then, Matt, even if Austin Dillon wasn't, well, I mean, it's also because he is the Silver Spoon Kid. Every time that he wins or finishes well, it's an attack on me and my kind.
Why do you say that?
His fucking name is spelt wrong. It's Dylan. The more success that guy has,
the worst.
the
it is
more
for you.
the more my name gets spelt wrong. He's a son of a bitch, and I want him out of the sport. Suspend him along with Quinn Hoff. Oh,
So earlier.
I'm hot.
So,
I'm hot,
so
Matt.
after the hold on. After the race, Brad Keselowski said a few words. He said, "quote I would like to see drivers be able to graduate into this level, and equally, I'd like to see them be able to be removed from this level when they have repeated issues. I think they should effectively be placed in a lower series or be asked to go to a more minor league level to prove their salt." Brad Keselowski said that after the Quinn Hoff
I
situation.
agree 100% because you can't have that.
It's just unbelievably bad.
I mean, I'm not going to say that Quinn Hoff should never, be in the Cup Series again, but maybe suspend him for a race. You can't have that. Maybe, require a rookie to... Did Quinn Hoff must have ran a full year of Xfinity. I never really heard of him
Neither
before
have I.
this year.
He ran a few Spire Motorsports races last year for 77, but that was really it.
But that was
And
just
I think-
a horrible mistake.
Well, and I think on Starcom's Racing, they should have kept Landon Castle. I actually saw that organization
I
going
miss
somewhat
Landon Castle.
in the right direction. Am I saying they were going to ever win a race? No, but I'm saying they were at least getting a little faster, that they could stay on the lead lap. Honestly,
Yeah.
that's half of what mattered to
Yeah.
get better finishes.
Yeah, look
And
at
then they
Front
took-
Row Motorsports. Front Row
Woo!
Motorsports.
They have turned a key. They've opened
Michael
a door.
McDowell,
They have
I think he
flipped a
finished
switch.
15th. He's
I don't
doing
know
great.
what you want to say, but since they switched to a two-team organization with John Hunter Nemechek and Michael McDowell, they have been steady. Much better. They're
A lot of improvement.
They're almost always on the lead lap now. They're not way behind. So much improvement out of that camp. Love
They're
to see
way
it.
past the days of
Love
like
to see it.
David Reagan, where like basically they had the super speedways, and then the rest of the season they were just
Yeah, like 2013 when David Reagan won the Spring Talladega race.
Yep.
That was, I think that was David. Yeah, David Reagan won that one.
Yep.
Yeah, that was a good race. But what I'm trying to say is, not Spire Motorsports, Starcom Racing going to Quinn Houff was a bad decision, and them, I think they should have stuck with, Landing Castle.
Yeah.
They should have stuck with Landing Castle. Way better. I think they have a charter with RCR now too, which is good for them in terms of they can run every race, but they should have stuck with Landing Castle. That
Yeah.
0.
Definitely.
And I mean, Spire Motorsports is also kind of going in the right direction in terms of we're talking lower level teams here.
Mm-hmm.
I say that because they're very new to the sport, like 2 years, maybe 3 now.
I believe so.
And they did get one win last year with Justin Haley, which was completely luck. It was rained out.
Yep.
However, I've been seeing them do a decent amount of good stuff because I think they kind of have a relation with Chip Ganassi. And I know Ross Chastain has run a few speedway races with Spire Motorsports, but that was in a partnership with Chip Ganassi. Back to the Texas race. I just want to state again why I hate Texas.
All right, go for it.
I think that it wasn't an awful race, but the fact that Jimmie hit the wall and then went 12 laps down was a big slap in my face.
Jimmie was hurting. Yeah.
He had such a fast car. He was going to win that race, in my opinion.
Oh my god.
If you saw the first 20 laps, he gained...
He was doing good.
He literally, in 20 laps, gained, I want to say it was like 15 spots.
Yeah, wasn't he?
And he was consistently the fastest car in the field. First stage, he then got a penalty, had to start in the back again, worked his way all the way up to get stage points at the end of the stage, which was phenomenal. He was fast car, and then stage 2 happened, and then it just went downhill from there.
Yeah, slap that wall.
Yes. I will say what helped them was everybody else wrecking.
That is true.
Because talk about the big wreck that happened.
Oh.
Wow.
What a save by Busch. Oh
Yes.
my god. He had a surprisingly good day. He finished, what, third? When I saw him go
after he
through
went
that
through the grass, I'm like, there goes a splitter.
Oh.
But he did. He had a relatively good day. And I originally thought, oh, Busch is going to win this race because he ran the Xfinity in the truck race, so he has a lot of laps.
He got his practicing.
But Blaney was just freaking lights out fast. Unbelievable. He lost the restart to Denny Hamlin, I think, and then within a lap he went and got it back. Mm-hmm. I'm like, dang, he's a fast car.
Hamlin had a fast car too, but
Hamlin did too.
had some issues at the end.
And I'm glad I didn't pick Hamlin because part of me wanted to. Granted, I picked Jimmie, and Jimmie did worse. But
you went with the heart.
But my heart would have been right. Like he did. It's not like okay. Hold on. Let me explain myself here. It's not like he went out there and he had just a completely crap car from the beginning. He went out there and he had a fast car from the start, and I deep down knew it that he is gonna have a fast car, and he did. But he just couldn't execute, and it made me so frustrated. So then we were texting, and we're talking about playoffs, and I was like, Dylan, he still has 2 Dover races. I would put, he could easily win one of those.
One can hope, Matt.
I want him, I need him, this sport needs him to win one race.
Watch Eric Jones win the race that he should win.
No. I will be more upset if Eric Almirola wins that race.
Ooh. Ow. Don't talk like that. He got another top 10.
Yeah.
He got another one. He didn't even have any brakes the first part of it, and he was still leading laps.
Yeah.
Ugh.
Yeah, right. He had he shot himself in the foot at the beginning of the race because he had the same issue Justin Allgaier had Same penalty. He went on the apron too fast, leaving pit road. And Justin Allgaier also, if he didn't shoot himself in the foot, could have won that Xfinity race.
Yep.
He had a very fast Junior Motorsports Camaro.
All he needed to do was finish second, too.
You're right. On the Xfinity side of things, obviously, Kyle Busch got DQ'd.
Yep. And
because his ride height was too low. I don't know how that even can change.
Yep.
He himself didn't even know because he was trying to explain it. But Austin Cedric now is 3 for 3.
Yep. Fun fact: last person to get disqualified from a victory, Denny Hamlin in Xfinity.
When was that?
I believe it was last year.
That
I don't have the race off the top of my
that
head,
could
but I
be the
know
case.
it was Hamlin
Because remember
in a JGR car.
2 years ago when Joey Logano got DQ'd for that Richmond race? Spring Richmond race. He then didn't make the playoffs because they took that win away.
Oh.
But that was before they made it so that the second place driver would win. That was if you get a level 1 penalty, they take the win away, but you still get to keep the trophy and everything. Where now it's if you get disqualified, you are last. You get scored as being the last position in car.
Kyle Busch technically finished 37.
Yes, he finished last, technically. In terms of how NASCAR will score it, because obviously that's how it's
But kind of the big two in Xfinity, Cedric and
Chase Briscoe, man.
It was another 1-2 technically.
Are just killing it. And
consolidated that power.
If one of those two doesn't win the championship,
it's a sham. They need to change the system.
It will be ridiculous.
Yeah.
Just ridiculous. They have been winning every other race.
Those Phoenix cars better be immaculate. They better not have any kind of Kyle Busch, Denny Hamlin
ride height issues.
Right. Yeah.
You're right.
And then on the truck side, we all knew it was coming.
It was Kyle Busch.
Fucking Kyle Busch. The only benefit to that race is that was his 5th truck race, so he can't run anymore.
That's true. I think he has at least one more Xfinity race.
I think he has one more Xfinity, if I'm not mistaken.
It's one or two more. I don't remember.
He has one more. Yep. I remember. I looked it up because I was so pissed that he won. He just needs to stop running the series.
Once he hits 100, he says he's done.
I don't believe him.
I think I can actually believe him on this one because he's stated it multiple times.
Well, he's still going to run truck, right?
He probably will.
That's still an equal sin in my mind.
Yeah.
Unforgivable. They used to call the cup ringers in the Xfinity bushwhackers. And oh my god, they should still call them bushwhackers. They should just name it's named after them. It's perfect.
You're right, is it?
Say it again. Matt Crafton would have 25 wins in the series and not 14 if Kyle Busch didn't exist. Just if he alone didn't exist.
I agree. They need to have... Well, one good thing about Texas. I'll give Texas one good thing. Last year, and you know where I'm going with this. I think you do. Greg Biffle won the truck race.
Biff.
The one-off truck race that he had, he won. There wasn't even a sponsor on that car.
Yep.
That's how good those KBM cars are. That's why I'm like...
I mean, Biffle would have won if you would have gave him a fucking...
No, I don't...
Honda Ridgeline from the dealership.
So Randon Jones won the Pocono race, the truck Pocono race, in a KBM car.
You give Biffle the shittiest equipment and you put him in that series, and I am confident he could win.
I disagree.
Get Biff on the phone.
Get Biff on the phone, yeah. We're going to put you in a car.
He's back. He took a little, 2-week break from this podcast, but Biff's back, baby.
Yeah. That's where I'm trying to go, is that Kyle Busch himself, I don't think is that great of a driver in the truck. I mean, he's good, but I think his equipment has a lot to say about how good he is, because there's been a lot of other cars that have won in the KBM equipment, and that's where I'm trying to get at with part of the reason he has so many wins is because he has the best equipment out there, because he's a cup driver and just has a boat ton of money.
Yes.
Part of it.
That is very true, because a lot of people shouldn't win
Yeah.
that run
I
that
agree.
car.
So, are there any other thoughts from the race this weekend? Texas race?
Basically, we kind of hit it all in my mind, unless you want to talk a little more about the bubble, but I feel like we're going to get to that later in the show. But, so basically, Austin Dillon is out of our doghouse. I guess let's just go right to that. Rule of 2. One's left.
Austin
Star
Dillon
Wars.
has left.
Yep,
I
Star
will
Wars.
be so
Rule of
glad
2.
if he
Sick.
doesn't do anything the rest of this year. First podcast we have, 2021.
You know he
I'm
won't.
putting him back in.
You know he won't.
Yeah. I'm just saying right
Basically, he's just pissed us off more by us having to care about him into the playoffs. But, I mean, he'll be eliminated first round.
now. You're right. I'd agree with that.
Him and Custer. But, at least Custer has the excuse of,
He's a rookie.
he's
He
a
hasn't been in the series for
Yes.
10 years.
He has 1 win in 1 year. running
Way better
full-time.
ratio right now than
Way
Austin
better.
Dillon.
Way better.
So, who are your picks for the doghouse?
Well,
Let me give me your picks first.
Matt, I don't think you're going to like just the 3.
If Jimmie's in there, just fucking leave. I'm ending this right now. Jimmie is a 7-time
So
champ.
I'm going to start with William Byron.
Okay, that's a
Because-
very... I can fully agree with that pick.
Oh, I got more.
But I know, but I can agree with that
William
pick.
Byron,
That was
'cause-
going to probably be one of mine.
He's got 2 stage wins, which is better than some
He
people that we
has-
really expect.
He has the best crew chief in the sport. Chad Knaus.
He does.
How does he not have a race
does.
win? He has no top 5s. Are you kidding me? I fully agree that William Byron should be in it.
I don't understand it. I
He
don't.
should be way better
Yep.
than where he is.
And then we don't want to put the defending champ in there, but Kyle Busch too. No stage wins. Granted, he just had a 3rd place finish. Still no stage wins. Still no wins. We're getting down to the
disagree.
wire in the season. In the playoff grid right now, he's 14th. He's 14th in the playoff grid. He's a defending champ.
I still disagree. Here's why. He's still getting top 5s. Yes, he might not have any stage wins. I agree. But he's still getting top 5s. And he's at least winning races in other series.
In the lower series, in the series that we both want him out of.
Yes, and
He's taking advantage of these poor truck drivers.
I agree. But he's at least doing something that's positive.
You know who's not doing anything right now? Jimmie.
You can just leave.
Jimmie's my
If you-
3rd.
No,
Yes.
I'm ending it
Yes.
right now. After our quick break,
I didn't want it to happen like this, Matt. I truly
I
didn't.
agree that in 2018 and 2019 have not been good. I agree. I fully agree. If you would have had this conversation last year, yeah, absolutely, put him in there. But in 2020, in his last year, with going through COVID, no practice, no fans, running decently well since the last 2 years. Now, he can't finish a race, I agree. I'll give you that. And that's part of the reason why I think he should be in it, but I don't think he should. But I can see part of your reasoning.
Matt, I feel like it needs to get brought up.
Okay,
I don't want to put the greatest modern driver in the history of the sport in the doghouse in his final season. I don't want to do
It's
it.
his last
It
year.
just needs to get brought up. I see the fire and the tears in your eyes, Matt. But I'm looking at these other drivers, and Reddick's a rookie, and he just finished 2nd, and he's doing great. And Christopher Bell has been doing great as of late. Chris Buescher, Ryan Newman, Ty Dillon, if we put them in the doghouse, they're just not ever going to get out. Because they're not good.
Right. I will agree with you on that. That's why I would have to agree.
The doghouse is a place where people have a chance to get out of. Like, you have to you have to kind of be good, but also be a complete boyer
Yeah.
to be in there. So I'm just looking.
It's Jimmie's last year. I can't believe you brought that up.
Matt, it's the rule of two. Just like the Sith in Star Wars. There's always a master and an apprentice, and there's only two of them. And Boyer's the master,
If
and we
you
gotta
would
find
have
a new
ended-
apprentice this week. We can't end the pod till we
If you
find
would have
it.
ended with William Byron and Kyle Busch, we would be all happy-gory or hunky-dory or
Matt,
whatever. But
Matt.
you brought up Jimmie? We're on a different level of hate now, Dylan.
Matt, let me try to mend a fence. Let me try to build a bridge between us. Ricky Stenhouse Jr. The fuck has that guy done since Talladega?
I like the pick in Ricky Stenhouse Jr.
He's good enough at
But
speedways
I
where he
think
might be able to get out, and we don't.
William Byron needs to be in the doghouse. I think we can both agree he has way underperformed for his equipment. Jimmie has more points than him, and he ran one less race than he did.
Making a good point. You are making a good.
Okay. So, you saying Jimmie needs to be in it. I think our first pick, William Byron, is obviously the front runner here. He has the best equipment to win a race. And he has the best crew chief, in my opinion, if not one of the best crew chiefs, currently in the garage. So what the fuck has he done since he came to Hendrick Motorsports? Besides get a pole at Daytona.
That's true.
Ricky Stenhouse Jr. has the pole at Daytona. They have the same hardware. And Ricky Stenhouse Jr. is in way less equipment, and I mean way less as in not as good of equipment.
So you're Byron.
I'm full on William Byron. I think he needs to be. You said William Byron, and I was already sold.
Ricky Stenhouse Jr., I feel like he's just good enough where he has the potential in him to get out of the doghouse. But I also, I'm so on the fence between he's good enough where we can put him in, but he's pretty fucking bad.
Yeah,
And he might never dig himself out.
I don't think he'll ever get out. So we might be sitting on this doghouse for a while.
We might just have to keep throwing kibble in that doghouse for 10 more years till he finally dies and he goes back to the Xfinity.
You're right.
William Byron!
All right.
Fuck that guy! He's in the doghouse.
I can't believe you said Jimmie. Let's look at the playoffs, Dylan. Let's see where we're at with everything. And with two first-time winners the last 2 weeks, I'm interested to see where we're at. This is where Jimmie running one less race really killed him.
Yep.
Because he is right on the bubble.
You got Harvick, Hamlin, Keselowski, Logano, first four. Then it's Elliott, Truex, Bowman. And then it's our past two winners. One of them I like, because sure fucked you, Matt. Cole Custer. And then there's the guy that I don't like, Austin Dillon. Fucked us both at once. Hog-tied
Fucked
us.
us both.
I felt like we were in Pulp Fiction in the basement.
Going back to Cole Custer, I have nothing wrong with Cole Custer. I'm just upset that he won to take a spot from Jimmie is what I'm upset about. I have absolutely nothing against Cole Custer. I actually I like Cole Custer. He's actually a good guy.
Yes.
He's a pretty nice guy, decently well-spoken, well-represented. He's not bad at all. I like Cole Custer. Just pointing that out there.
He's a grid filler, and that really hurt you.
Yes, that hurt me in that retrospect.
And then, the first out is Amarola, the scariest man in the sport.
The one who should have a win but doesn't, and thank God he doesn't.
Then it's good old Kurt, the serial underachiever Boyer. Then it's Kyle in 14th. And I don't doubt that Kyle is going to make it in.
Oh, yeah.
By points.
Somehow he'll make it in.
I am a little scared that just scared for him that he's not going to win a regular season race.
I think he will win a regular season race, and I think once he wins one, he'll win 2.
Yeah.
But my fear is that with no playoff points right now, he's not looking good to get to the championship for him.
No.
He needs to win in the last 3 races in order to have a chance, because I don't think the points will be able to carry him.
Yep.
with where he's at. He's going to have to win in the last 3 races.
It's tough starting behind. He's about to learn that. And he's not a guy who's ever really, in the playoffs, started that far back.
Right, because Kevin Harvick has 37 playoff points right now, accounting for, I believe, the 25.
Ryan Blaney and Joey Logano both, I believe, have like 20. At least 20.
Yeah, because you get, I don't remember exactly, but you get points for finishing second, third in the regular season.
If you get that bump. And then the real bubble. It's Jimmie, 15th in the grid. Looking a little scary for him. And Matt DiBenedetto, who I think is going to also make it.
Mm-hmm.
I think he'd make it before Jimmie would. But he's actually doing way better in points. But Jimmie had a stage win.
Yes.
And
if you look at regular season points, because this is really what it's based off of, Matt DiBenedetto is plus like 40-some in terms of points. If you're counting just points, he's basically got a race cushion to make it in, which is great for Matty D. Thank you.
It will be a successful
the Wood
season.
Brothers for getting Matty D in that ride, and Paul Menard for suggesting him. He's been doing great over there. He's been doing more. He's been the best Wood Brothers driver since Ryan Blaney left.
Yep.
And Ryan Blaney has been the best Wood Brothers driver in the last 10 years because he at least won them a race.
Yep.
Jimmie is at, like, oh my God, 2 points above
William Byron.
And William Byron is, what's that? Like 10-some? 10, 12 points above Tyler Reddick.
Yep.
So the bubble is very close.
It is very real. Then you got William Byron, Tyler Reddick, Eric Jones, Bubba.
Yep.
Outside.
I don't think Bubba, Busher, Bell, everybody below can get in on points. I think they have to win. I think Tyler Reddick or Eric Jones are really the two that could point their way in.
Yep.
They are the
They
two
are
close
the two
enough that
scariest to a Jimmie fan.
yes, except everybody below that could somehow win and just slap me in the face.
That's another thing. I think that we're gonna have one more surprise win.
I think they could too because they're gonna have no practice
Yep.
at that Daytona road course. That's gonna be interesting.
And then Eric Jones finished 6th this week. I talked about how like he's so sneaky good at Texas. Eric Jones can show up for a race and really contend. He did it last year at, what was it, Richmond?
I
don't
remember.
I don't think it was Richmond.
What
Was it
for
the it was the
race he
Southern
won?
500?
Yeah, Talladega.
Right?
Won, yeah. Yeah, he won the 500.
Yeah.
The Southern 500.
Southern 500. Yeah, he can just show up and look like Denny fucking Hamlin just for a week.
Yep.
He's probably the scariest besides Ricky Reckhouse.
Just gonna say that Ricky Reckhouse could somehow win
Your
the Daytona
beloved
race.
Coke 400 could turn into an even worse nightmare than Texas.
You're right. It could.
All because of that man.
Right. But you want to know what? I'm hoping Jimmie wins the race. I'm still hopeful. You know what? We got Kansas this weekend, which I'm not.
Your best chance right now is that Eric Almirola is the surprise winner, and I think that's going to happen.
I think
for Almirola, as much as
I don't want him to ever win a race, he will win one.
The top 10 streak lives. He's too damn good this season.
I know.
The equipment's too good.
And I hate to say it.
He's too good.
I hate to say it. Well, so the rest of the regular season is going to be no practice, as just released today by NASCAR. So this is going to be very interesting in terms of playoffs, especially the championship race.
It's Kevin Harvick's to lose.
It really is. But if Denny gets there, I still think Denny can put up a fight.
I feel like
Denny won the Phoenix race last year in the playoffs. I think that if it could be anybody, it'd be Denny Hamlin, and Denny Hamlin's just been having a stellar year. So it easily
got the momentum,
be
the
Denny
equipment,
Hamlin.
the skill.
But
it's a friendly track for him.
We're still 4 months out.
That is, yep.
From
we
that
still have an
championship
entire
race.
playoff and a
We're only
good chunk of
halfway
regular
through the
season.
racing. Yep. Well, we got 8 more regular season races, which are going to be fit in the next month and a half, which is awesome.
Yep.
But what is very interesting is the Daytona road course race, which has never been run before, is going to be no practice. So I'm very intrigued to see how that's going to play out.
Daniel Suarez win?
I don't think so.
I don't either.
I don't think so.
Yeah.
I think Kyle Busch could really win that race. I think he's actually a really good road course driver. And to throw another name in that hat, I think Brad Keselowski could also win that race. I don't know why, but I just feel like Brad's just as sneaky
Definitely
good.
could. Truex Jr., though. He's got to be up there.
Yeah, you're right. He could
He's
too. He could too.
Very good at
What I would like to
Sonoma,
see,
for
yes.
instance.
What I would like to see is take a IndyCar driver or a IMSA driver and put them in one of the lower level cars, or have
a road course ringer.
and have Penske field like a fourth car and put in. No, and put in, but I was thinking put in one of their IndyCar drivers.
Ooh.
Put in,
Will Power.
Put in Will Power.
Or remember they had, I think, Alex Tagliani
Yeah.
a couple years ago
Yep.
in the Xfinity. I would like to see that because Tagliani was always contending in those races.
Or,
Bring back Nelson Piquet Jr.
Nelson Piquet Jr., God. Juan Pablo, baby. Jet
Juan
Dryer
Pablo.
Daytona. Jet Dryer Daytona, baby.
Well, the obvious choice is Sam Hornish Jr. If we're gonna do
you're
that.
right. You're right.
Which I always kind of feel bad for him when I think of him because he burnt out real fast in the Cup. But
He
he
did.
built
Penske-
a nice Xfinity career.
He did. And Sam Hornish Jr. had the 12 car for Penske, basically given to him, but he couldn't do anything with it.
Mm-hmm.
They were testing him out, and he just could not do anything. So I think that it worked out for Penske to not do that and give that to Blaney, because that worked out really well in their favor.
It worked for him in the Xfinity, the 12 did.
For
About,
Hornish?
Yes.
Yes, I agree.
2
I
or
agree.
3
No,
seasons,
I agree with
and they
that.
had to kind of cut him. And then he ran a couple for Gibbs, and he was good for Gibbs too. But I think he's only ever run for Penske, or at least most of his
career has been Penske. You're right.
Basically,
No, I agree.
Definitely at the Cup level.
I agree.
But that would be awesome
But
to
that
bring
would
him
be-
back. Little redemption story. I'd rather have that than
Yeah, that would be something. Or if Chip Ganassi fielded Scott Dixon,
ooh.
that'd be dangerous.
I mean, I don't want to speak bad about Matt Kenseth, Wisconsin native, pride of Wisconsin. Also, almost won the Brickyard.
You're right.
So if he wins, he gets in. And he's 28th, and I don't want to take a race away from him. But honestly, you threw Dixon in there, that would be...
I think you field the third car.
That would be interesting.
I think you field the third car and throw on Scott Dixon in that race. That'd
Bring
be
back
awesome.
the 41?
No, you can't bring back the 41
Oh,
because
yeah,
fucking
shit.
Cole Custer's in the 41.
My bad. I forgot it. All right, you call it... Well, you can't call it the 43. You put 01. 01.
Could do 01, yeah.
Jimmy McMurray, bring him back.
Aw, Jimmie.
Jimmy Mack.
Too bad he's in the booth at Fox.
I just thought of the 41 Target car.
Yeah.
I'm trying to remember who drove it. It's childhood memory. They haven't had it forever.
Way back when then.
Yep, basically Juan came in, they gave him the 42, and they moved Target to the 42.
Yes, you're right. However, what I'm saying, that would be cool. I would like to see that, and then come in and then bring in, an IndyCar driver or an IMSA driver to run that race. That'd be cool. That'd be cool to see.
Bring back Tony Stewart.
Aw,
Put Tony in
Tony.
the car.
He was gonna run
Tony in
that.
the car.
Indy
Yep,
road course
in
race, and I
Xfinity.
wish he would have, but
Yep.
obviously we know what happened.
Yeah.
Well, so Kansas is Thursday. What
It is.
are you expecting out of that race?
I'm expecting the big two of Harvick and Hamlin. The two big H's.
Yep.
Harvick, Hamlin.
Okay.
I think that it's either going to be Harvick, Hamlin, or a Penske. Honestly, if
fair.
I had to pick a top 5, that's my top 5.
There you go.
In
it's
no particular
it's
order.
gonna be the whole
It's
Penske team.
Harvick,
And Hamlin. All 3 Penske
all
drivers.
3 Penske's. Yep.
That could easily be the case.
Brad, always good, sometimes
Yes.
great.
I'm expecting.
Blaney, always good.
Yes.
Shoots himself in the foot, but he can't shoot himself in the foot every week.
You're right.
Logano, it's been a little bit of a rough stretch for him.
Yes, it has.
As of late, but
Hasn't been too bad.
yeah, nothing near doghouse levels.
No.
But
I'm expecting some crazy
should be good.
restarts. The package that NASCAR's come out with really shines at Kansas, which I love. I like the wide track, lower banking, if I remember correctly. I think it should be a good race. I have my predictions. Should we? Is it a little dun 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 dun?
I'm gonna let you go first.
Winner, Ryan Blaney.
Ooh,
Ryan Blaney is going to be the winner.
all right. I can't say that I would hate that pick.
I think Ryan Blaney's going to get one. I think my manufacturer, although Austin Dillon, that son of a bitch, just wanted a Chevy.
You don't want to do a
I love
parlay?
Chevys. I am going with Ford to win again.
Ford, all right.
In my team, I think if Blaney doesn't win, Almirola might win, so I'm going to go with Stuart Haas.
Ooh.
My team. Those are my picks. Ford across the board.
There's some interesting picks. I was myself debating a parlay of Harvick, Stewart Haas, and Ford, but I don't think I'm going to go that route.
You need some points, Dylan.
Matt, we're tied for the season, but that 25-point regular season that we decided to give
Yes.
is horrible.
It's really
It's horrible for me. I was
What I
doing
will say-
so good.
You were. What I will say is, remember, when we score the playoffs, how I think we should do it is basically, you got 16 drivers, you pick 12. For every pick you get right is a point. So if we have 16 drivers, you pick 12, you get 10 of them right, 10 points.
I do
I get
like
12
that
right,
system.
you get 12 points. Next round, you pick 8,
I was
you
thinking
get 2
about,
points per pick. So
you
you get
pick-
6 right, you get 12 points. You know?
I like that, and then I think on top of that, we should add. You pick your final 4 at the beginning.
Oh, at the beginning, yeah, and then if
and
you
then
get the
like
final
5
4
points
for each one, you're right.
Yeah.
We'll figure it out, but something like that. And I think you can make a lot of those points back up.
Yep. But
So your picks.
I still got to pick. So I'm definitely picking Ford for my manufacturer.
That's a good pick.
That's just an easy 1 point for me. And then
Toyota's going to win now. Mark your words. Easy point for me. And if we come back and Toyota or Chevy wins, I'm going to put that clip in the beginning of the next episode.
all right. And then here's where it gets interesting because Harvick, I need the points. So like if I could get the 5 points for picking the driver, and then I pick the right team with it, and I already picked Ford, then that's awesome. But if it's not Harvick, it might be Hamlin. But those 3 damn Penske drivers,
They're just lingering.
the holy
Dun.
trinity.
Dun, 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 dun,
I'm going
dun, dun.
Penske, and then I'm going Harvick. He's got the most wins there. Hamlin,
That's
granted,
fair.
Hamlin has 2,
Yep.
and he has 5 less
Yep.
races at Kansas. So I'm sure if you give Hamlin 5 more races, he probably pulls out another one.
Yeah.
But this is Harvick. he had a shot. He had like a little bit of a chance at Texas, but he still got what, 5th, 6th, something like that.
Yeah. Yeah.
Always great. Always contending. I'm going Harvick with Penske for my team.
All right. Ford's across the board, too. We got our picks.
Toyota, Chevy, please don't fuck me.
Yes.
Please don't fuck me.
We got our picks.
Austin Dillon did enough damage to me.
Our next episode, we will be coming right after the Kansas race. Get our immediate reaction, little bonus show. So expect an episode, and then we'll expect an episode soon after that, right after the Kansas race, and we'll see how Dylan did with his picks.
Lord knows I need to get all the points I can.
Yes, you do, Dylan. All right, talk to you guys later.